Jared Nelson, are you ready to quest Warhammer style with me?
So ready.
Good, man. So tonight's most notable and best release, I think, easily, is Rodeo Games' Warhammer Quest. A lot of folks have been waiting for this for a while. I've been playing it for a while as well and loving every second of it. This is a video game that's going to be on my Game of the Year list, period.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bringing it out here. I guess, too, like, if you're around the board game scene, you probably know this pretty well. Rodeo Games did a great job adapting this game, and more importantly, I think they did a great job making it a video game, which I think is an important distinction. A lot of board game ports feel like board game ports, to the point where you just want to play the board game, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what's the point of this? This game actually feels like an interactive strategy RPG. Really important to me.
All right.
So I've been playing this game for a little bit. This is kind of an early save, about an hour and a half, 2 hours in, and I figured the best way to kind of explain the game is just to show folks what it's all about. Yeah. So let's go in here. My clan, or my squad, do you even lift? They're ready to go. Let's do it.
Oh, Brad.
And introducing the man with the weed whacker outside my house. Hey, dude, what's up?
Gotta whack those weeds, Brad.
So, interestingly, I've watched this guy before. He wears an iPod while he does his work, which I don't blame him. Pretty tedious work. But he tends to rev up the motor in a very rhythmic way, which makes me think he's actually doing it alongside a beat.
He's like rocking out with his weed whacker noise.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So, okay, right here, I guess this is kind of the board game kind of setup here. I'm at a town right now in the middle, that little red dotty thing. The white dots are side quests that I could take. The red dot is a story mission. Now, the point of Warhammer Quest is basically, just like any kind of Warhammer thing, is just, to build a legacy, to be remembered. So it's not necessarily loot-based, even though there is loot in the game. The ultimate point, I guess, is just to become a hero, Let's just do a side quest. I figured that's the best. Rescue the Jewel Crafter. Orcs and Goblins. Right. So this game is a top-down... It's not isometric, excuse me. It's a top-down kind of dungeon crawler. And it's turn-based, which you'll see. But also, strangely, not so turn-based. So turn-based only activates when you get into battle. And you'll see what I mean by that in a sec here. You start out with 4 warriors. You can buy more via IAP. These 4 warriors are pretty much all you'll need, like if you're not into that kind of thing. But if you're really into the lore and the board game and stuff, I think the IAP is going to be a good choice for you. So every dungeon is covered in a fog of war, which I think is probably one of the more interesting aspects of the game. And you move around these dudes on their little square grid. Pretty typical stuff here. Got a barbarian, got a mage dude who uses the Winds of Fate to use magic damage, or Winds of Magic, excuse me, not Winds of Fate. I was getting that crossed with what was that, Dark Quest, where you had to rub the skull of fate? Do you remember that game?
Maybe.
Great video game, Jared Nelson. So every time you enter into a room, it's kind of a big deal because you don't know what's behind the door. And each dungeon is randomized, so even if you wipe on a dungeon, the next time you go in, it's going to be a little different. There's a couple of mechanics that kind of play off the I can't see anything stuff too, which we'll get to probably in due time. You can move all these characters at once as well, if you want to get fancy.
Are you just not a fancy guy?
Not usually. It's like I'm very narrow thinker in this. And that was the end of my turn, just movement for right now, because there's nothing in the room to fight. My Winds of Magic went up to 6 power, which means my mage dude can use some different stuff if there are enemies around. It's a cool random mechanic, actually. Like, you can't really count on your mage being awesome all the time. Which sounds like it could be a huge bummer, but it's kind of an electric kind of thing. So you're just like, oh god, now he can finally attack something awesomely, as opposed to just swipe it with his sword. I tend to stack doors. I put my my barbarian and my dwarf dude right in front. So here we go. We just entered into a room. These are the enemies we'll be facing. This is pretty early still, so these guys aren't going to be much of a hassle here.
Well, now you'll look stupid if you get killed.
Oh, it ain't gonna happen. Although this game is pretty brutal at times. Like, one of the mechanics I was talking about earlier, kind of teasing, is as you play and as you take more turns in a dungeon, you have an opportunity to get ambushed. So all of a sudden you'll just get surrounded by a bunch of dudes. Which is kind of a bummer. Now, since she is level 2, the archer, she gets a chance to attack twice, which is a pretty interesting thing as well. You come to kind of count on that. The beginning of the game, I find, is kind of irritating because there's a lot of chances to miss, which you saw my barbarian do. Like, he whiffed on a dude twice, and like that's so endlessly irritating because it's kind of like a domino effect. Cause like after a while, you start getting ambushed while you're missing, and then you miss the ambush guys, and all of a sudden all your dudes are dead, and you're just like, oh great, fantastic. But as you do level up, you get those second chance strike attacks and stuff like that, and it kind of evens it out again.
Ew.
Yo, spiders, bro.
I don't like spiders.
Use some Shadow Dagger. Look at that next level maneuver.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
Perfect. Getting that dude some kills. Mage is fed. GG.
Man, all the animations in this are so good.
Yeah, they are. They spent a lot of time on it. Actually, the reason why we couldn't show the game off a little earlier was because they're still kind of nailing those down. As I understand, working with Games Workshop is pretty interesting because they demand quite a bit from their developers. Like, the lore has to be consistent, the look has to be consistent, and things like, the small things, like animations do too. They all have to kind of get passed through.
Good.
No, I mean,
more people had that kind of like tight control.
Exactly. Like what Games Workshop does is they make sure that they have consistent experience across the board. Now, I did earn a little bit of loot there, so I guess this is probably a good time to point out. If you tilt your iPad or device of choice to the side, you instantly get access to your item menu, which is going to show kind of funny on the capture, unfortunately. But you can grab the different items that you've picked up, like a dagger and stuff like that.
So you tilt into portrait mode to get like to this menu?
Yes.
Oh,
and you tilt out. Cool, right? Yeah. Now, it's a really fancy way to get out of kind of like the UI heaviness of RPGs in general. Kind of a smooth, intuitive way to handle it. So you see, I don't have a lot of distance to this doorway, so I'm actually going to wait out this turn in front of it like this. That way, whenever I do open it up, my guys are actually going to be able to move a little bit.
You're so careful. And
of course, nothing is behind it. Yo, bro, you learn to be careful quick in this video game. I've had some bad things happen. Just rushing through rooms like an idiot. In this formation, this kind of door stacking kind of thing isn't exactly too smart either. Like, if I get ambushed right now, you know, my mage and my archer are the ones that are going to get hit in the back. Meanwhile, my barbarian and my dwarf dude are way up front, fighting nothing. Snotlings and orc boys. Got some orc boys. So Snotlings, I had to Wikipedia this because I'm not too familiar with Warhammer Fantasy. I've read more Warhammer 40k books than I care to count, but I'm not too familiar with this. Snotlings are apparently like little orc things that are abused commonly by orcs. Apparently they're used as missiles, cannon fodder, things like that.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. And they're real easy to kill. You know, you tap them, they're dead. And keeping kind of with the Warhammer style is you're always, like, there's always too many dudes on screen, right? Like, it's always an epic battle.
Yeah, they're kind of cute.
They are kind of. And they all attack in unison. I mean, look at that, right? Like, totally surrounded. This is why you stack doors, folks.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Took a big chunk out.
And now we've been ambushed on top of this little fight.
Well, this is going south quick.
This is going to be an interesting fight. I don't know, actually. See, if my barbarian gets going here, like, he can keep attacking if he kills stuff. There we go.
Damn.
Yeah,
he just went off on them.
Yeah, he did some work. This is a good thing. Can I heal my guy? Yes. Alright, this might not go as poorly as I thought it would. So, what I need to do... A little shadow dagger. Alright, we're doing okay. Doing okay. Let's see if we can get these guys. Of course you missed. Of course you missed, Mr. Barbarian Man. We got Archer doing some work here. Missing. Like a boss. Oh, come on. There we go. I believe that's all I can do from the attack front. So that's not too bad. That looked bad. We're okay.
Yeah, you handled it with flair and gusto.
Yeah. I appreciate it, man. Thanks. And as you can see, too, I mean, even these side quest dungeons are no joke. We're 11 minutes into this thing. We've made it, what, 4 rooms?
Yeah.
Come on, Barbarian Man. There we go. Get some hits. And as you guys kill dudes, you earn experience points, too. I don't know. That's not very clearly expressed in the game, but I am leveling up my guys. And when you get into town, you actually get the opportunity to train them, so they do, in fact, level up. So I guess you earn experience towards a level up, but you don't actually get that level up until you go into town. That's probably a better way to express that. Alright, see, this is bad too, because my guy can't jump over my other dudes. So I just kind of gotta chill and let my mage get drilled for a little bit. Same with the archer.
You would actually hurt your own guy?
No, he just can't move across them. Now, the barbarian will hurt your own guys. Like, if he gets surrounded, he goes into, like, berserk mode and just kind of swings his arm around. He flails, which hits your other dudes. Which, by the way, not a good thing. My mage needs some experience points, though. He doesn't get in a lot of fights, so we'll go ahead and keep him out here. There we go.
Man, handled your business, Brad.
Thanks, bro. Got some scrolls of healing. Which, you know, I probably need, actually. Let's see if we can turn one on to the dwarf. I don't actually do this much. I don't heal. I mean, who does that? There we go. Again, I apologize for looking weird on the capture. There we go. Use that potion of healing. So if you got something, it just pops up your inventory right there on a little quick bar. Which is handy to have. I'm just going to end this turn because their movement turn was taken up by the attack. Now hopefully we don't get ambushed again on the way to the door. I've had that happen before too. Kind of a bummer. Do we know if this is coming out to PC, by the way?
I don't know. I feel like it should.
Yeah, it'd be a pretty good PC title, I'm thinking.
I like that this is like a slow-paced kind of game, but like the guys move pretty quickly when you're moving and stuff like that.
Yeah,
doesn't necessarily drag it on like some games do.
Yeah, when you're out of battle, they kind of scoot, which is nice. All right, we're looking pretty good here, actually. Dude's all healed up. My mage got a ring of regeneration, so he's gaining a health point after every turn, which is nice, because he's kind of squishy. You know, he's a mage. So this room's kind of interesting. That's what I like to do. It's like, I like to just get up in there, you know? Just start the party right. See if we can rapid fire this dungeon. Nice miss, bro. Oh, nice miss on your part too. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for everyone showing up. There we go. Also a little fast forward button too if the pace isn't to your liking. I forgot what we were doing in this mission. We're getting fat loots, I know that, but what kind of fat loots?
Didn't you have to save somebody?
Jewel crafter? There's something about a jewel crafter.
Like how long do you think like a side dungeon like this takes?
In my experience, about 20 to 30 minutes. It's kind of variable depending on what kind of dungeon you get. Like if you get really bogged down somewhere, it can take forever. But if you're cleaning rooms pretty quick, like really snapping through everything, let's do a little shadow bolt. Shadow Bolt's interesting because it hurts everyone in its influence right there. So if I use it right there, I'm going to drill my dwarf.
Ooh.
Which we probably shouldn't do because I don't want to wipe or get in a situation where I have to heal forever. Just because of video purposes. Oh, so close, Mr. Mage Man. So close. There we go.
Beats his chest. He's all hyped up.
You gotta love barbarians. There we go.
Man, these kill animations are kind of brutal.
Yeah. Welcome to Warhammer, bro. If there's anything I've learned about just this IP in general, it does not shy away from violence in any way. Ever. There we go. Let's go to this next room, see what's up. Hey, cool, nothing. Pan this out a little bit. There we go. Oh wow, we're getting lucky here.
More nothing.
This is great. So I'm feeling we're gonna get ambushed pretty soon, so I'm gonna start fiddling around a little bit with how I'm ordering this stuff.
This is definitely the calm before the storm.
Yeah. Oh, hey, cool, random encounter. So this is one of those interesting things. Text pops up on the screen, and in the center of the room is a corpse dangling about 4 feet off the ground, hanging by a rusty chain, connected to the ceiling and wound tightly around its neck. A large pouch is attached to its decaying garments. Do we leave it or do we investigate, Jared Nelson?
Of course you investigate it.
Thank you. As Sartar the Raven closes with the hanging corpse, it springs into life. The corpse gives a terrifying moan and reaches out with long, dead arms, although still attached to the chain. It jerks about like a possessed puppet. The zombie makes a grab for the warrior. Uh-oh. Avoiding. Luckily, the chain prevents the zombie bending down to take a bite. The warrior grabs his weapon and slices off his limbs to free himself, although he's been injured by the zombie's grasping attack. So basically what just happened there, our barbarian got 5 hit points taken away from him, thanks to a random encounter. And that pops up on the world map too, so as you're traveling, you'll find like random stuff. And you get the option to check it out, with the danger of possibly getting hurt, and that injury going into the next you going into the next dungeon with that injury. So I think a good example of that is you can get your arm burned, which takes away like 1 toughness for like 1 to 2 dungeons. Wow. Which you know it's a big deal if a couple of your dudes are hurt like that, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so let's do this last room, and actually we can back out of this dungeon. I just want to show folks the world map and stuff like that. You can leave, unfortunately when you do leave a dungeon, you leave all your experience points on the floor, so you don't get them.
You're not gonna finish this one?
We can try. Forever, huh? We can try. Let's do one more room after this. I feel like it's almost over. I think we're there. Winds of Magic were kind to us with the mage this time. Taking some big damage though, finally. Tank's a little beat up. And we've been ambushed.
What happens if your party dies or something? Like, does it zip back to a last save, or do you like have to start?
Yeah, you zip back to the last save. I think there might be an option for permadeath. I'll have to check. You also get the option to retire your heroes as well, which is interesting. Oh, come on. Just hit him. Ugh.
Dude.
The Whiff Squad is what I should have named this. Come on, Mage Man. Do a little fast forward action. Winds of Magic, 6 power. That's good. That's not bad. Can we do a big old Shadow Bolt without killing everyone? That's really the question. No, we can't.
Dead. Dead.
There we go. Some traction here.
Miss.
Hit! Oh my goodness. Alright, let's try this. You with the huge axe, please hit the thing immediately in front of you. There we go.
There's you think there's any consequence to like the fact he's in a corner? Does that make him harder to hit, do you think? Or
it might be. There might be a lot of dice rolling in this game, and I have a feeling there is too. They just do a really good job keeping it in the background. You know what I mean? Alright. There we go. Looks like we're good to go again here. Maybe a little bit of healing mist. Do I have enough? No. Another encounter here with ooze this time.
Ooze.
Fighting the ooze. Oh no. Partially ingested some ooze. I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound good.
You're gonna turn into a Ninja Turtle.
Okay, this is the last room. Good job, Jared. Way to keep us on the path. Alright, let's see here. One river troll. River trolls are pretty big. We might actually, because I did a bad job healing my dudes. This one's gonna be a fight right here. River troll's a big guy back there. He's gonna be an issue. Alright. I'm gonna keep him back for a little bit. River troll's got a lot of ground he's gotta make up. I'm actually not too sure how far he can move. Let's hope we can buy at least one turn. This would be perfect if Mage hits that spider. There we go. Great. Alright. Oh man, River Troll can move!
That dude is big. Oh.
That dude does some work, doesn't he?
Wow.
Yeah. Might be able to actually one-hit my dwarf.
Dude, quit missing him!
The story of my life in this game is constantly just missing dudes. Oh my goodness. How can you miss something that large? Yeah, this is not going very well. Is he dead? Oh, he's almost dead. I gotta win this round or I'm gonna start losing dudes. Oh my goodness, hit him. Oh my.
Oh, Brad.
I'm not in control of that. Well.
How do you miss something so big?
Dude, I didn't know it. Way to heal him one wound. Thanks. That's gonna help. Oh, hey, cool.
At least he's going after the guys that have health.
Yeah. How many misses have we racked up so far? 8, I feel like, on this dude alone.
Yeah, that was very whiffy.
Alright, so there's no chance. Do some shadow daggers, which is gonna hit my dwarf as well, but man, he's still got half his health. We're in trouble.
Somebody's dying.
Yeah, he's done. Peace. Alright.
Going well.
I mean, I'm literally going to wipe just based on virtue of these misses, which is super frustrating. I ran into this a lot at the beginning of the game. It's like, there's only one thing that bothers me about this game, and it's literally the 60 to 70% chance that you're going to miss, I feel like, sometimes. I don't know if you ever got a chance to play XCOM Enemy Unknown, but it kind of got like this too. You'd be point blank in front of a guy, right? But for some reason, you'd only have like a 39% chance of hitting. just because of some weird variables around the environment. But you're just kind of like, dude, he's right there. He is right there.
You're getting him down. You're getting close. But he's dying.
Oh, wow, he missed too. Alright. How's it feel, River Troll?
This is stressing me out, Brad.
Dude, it's stressing me out too. I have no idea why these guys are whiffing like this. Am I slipping into blood on the floor or something? Peace.
Damn.
And we've been ambushed. This is how the game compiles it on right here. Alright, River Troll's down.
But now you got your ambush to deal with.
Right. Actually. This archer might be able to take care of this.
Like that, huh?
Alright, let's see. Let's see what happens. Are those all archers? Oh no. Okay. Oof. Oof.
Hanging by a thread.
This is a nail biter. Well, we've already lost. That's it. Try to rush this guy up. Watch me get ambushed again.
Dude.
Brutal, brutal, brutal.
Miss.
Oh my goodness. Fate.
No way.
Oh no.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
And he's just barely out of range for this guy. Oh no. Miss.
Archer.
Yes.
Dude. Damn, man.
Yeah. Alright. We made it out.
You did it.
Your warriors sense there's something wrong about this man, though.
Kill him.
He gave us a stunning gem, a pure diamond.
Okay.
So another interesting thing about this game too is it's super twisted, right? Like sometimes you'll save somebody and it turns out he's just a crazy person or a bad guy or whatever.
Yeah.
You never really know what to expect in this universe, which I think is one of its more novel aspects. And here's the mission complete screen. Unfortunately, if a dude dies, you don't get the experience, which is something I think is needlessly punitive.
Yeah.
That would be another criticism that I'd have. Because honestly, the only reason those guys died is because for whatever reason the game made me miss 14 to 15 times.
Right.
You know.
Man, that was an exciting quest, though.
Yeah, and that's just a side quest. That's just a thing you do. Let's go to a town real quick so I could show people the market system, then we'll get out of here. Oh, hey, a little, what would you even call this? Encounter in the wasteland. The villagers are poor, but give the warrior 30 gold for their efforts. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. You get a little cool intro here whenever you enter into a town. A little pre-rendered cutscene.
That's pretty.
It is pretty neat. I like it. Kind of like that pop-up book look. So you can sell the things you get in a dungeon, and there are a couple things you can only sell, really. You know, just like bone dust. Bone dust has no use in combat, but can be sold at the market. You just tap sell. You can also buy stuff in the market, obviously, including sweet armors and things like that. In the early game, a lot of this stuff is going to be super out of your reach, to the point where you're going to get a little suspicious of the IAP. And yes, you can buy gold in this game with real money, but it's been balanced. I've been told, at least, it's been balanced to reflect the amount of currency that you get personally in the game. So. Okay. I think it's just a hard game, right? It's like just one of those
you can pay
things.
to break the game.
Yeah, you can pay to break the game for sure. You can also buy back the items you get. Adventurers Guild is one of those things. Like that's where you go to level up if you have dudes that are leveled up. So that's Warhammer Quest, bro. What do you think?
Man, it's sick. I'm all excited to play it now.
Yeah, it's definitely a quality video game. Minor things aside that we've pointed and actually even shown too. It is a wonderful, wonderful experience that'll keep you playing on your iPad for quite a while. And it feels good, too. You know, feels good on the platform. This is a video game that you'll probably want to play tonight when it hits.